Well, many times I've heard people say that we do not want to do our masters in Germany and additionally learn a new language, and we do not want to be grilled in such an environment where half of our energy is being put into learning the language rather than the course we are here for. Well, in my opinion, that's clearly debatable. Hear me out until the end. So let's put some light on what all other options do you have. US, UK, New Zealand, and in Europe, if not Germany, then what? Denmark, Norway, or Sweden? Then I would like to argue, have you ever imagined the amount of money that you would be investing in these countries compared to Germany? Well, it doesn't matter if you come from money or are you taking a student loan or if you are from a middle class background. I'm talking about being smart here. Is the idea of learning the new language really triggering you that you're not keeping the whole expenditure in perspective? Is the idea of studying German that bad that this is the reason for you to not do your masters in Germany? Well, let's talk about these things in depth in this video. Please welcome to our channel. My name is Shubham. I'm 27 years old. I, along with my lovely wife Jyoti, we create Europe-related informative videos and travel content. The discussion that we're going to do for the next 10 minutes is totally based on my experience of living in Germany for last 5 years and additionally the exposure that I got from traveling in more than 15 countries and of course interacting with professional people. In today's video, we would be talking about 4 things. Firstly, investment involved in studying masters. Secondly, we would be talking about the life in abroad in general. Thirdly, we would be talking about overall benefits in Germany. And fourthly, I will be giving you a comparison in salaries. I know what you're thinking. Don't worry. Until the end of this video, you would know how much can a fresh graduate earn as an architect in Germany. Well, let's talk about the first thing, which is the investment. The number one dictator of where you should be doing your masters is most of the time money. So let me say it out loud and make it clear for you. If you're planning to do your masters in architecture, you should definitely be doing it in Germany. Because in hindsight, you would not be regretting saving loads of money and still being in one of the top nations. Let me quickly show you a comparison between the amount of expense that you're going to do in your masters.
In the past few years, I have been looking into options, which country or which place would be a suitable option. But whenever I jot some things down, I ultimately end up preferring Germany for studies over all the other countries. Let me show you why. So here's a comparison based on a generic research about some of the universities in all different parts of the world. So if you look into some of the universities in US, their fees is tremendously high. Plus, there would be an expense of living in these cities, of course, which more or less is same and slightly subjective depending on your lifestyle. In this scenario, we are considering a student to be from an average household. And after looking at these numbers, the tuition fees, it makes absolutely no sense to be really even studying here. If someone is studying for their family legacy, it may be okay. Otherwise, this doesn't make sense at all, at least for this profession. Even UK for this reason, just look at the numbers. And I think you could still work part-time and balance the living expenses month to month, but this tuition fees is something crazy. If you look at the random options in Germany, it still is far better than them. I mean, it's important for you to understand how you will turn out to be in life is totally dependent on how you are as an individual, not where you have studied. That would have no influence on anything as long as you yourself do not get your hands dirty. I mean, look at the numbers on the screen right now. As long as you do not have a scholarship, it would make no sense. And you're probably just wanting to do it for the status. That's all.
Well, in my opinion, it makes most sense to do it in a manner that's reasonable. Of course, there are expensive options as well in Germany to do your masters, but I wouldn't suggest you that. Because the job market isn't looking for an expensive certificate. It's looking for the software skill set that you have, the kind of human being you are, the personality that you bring to work. And if you're wanting to not come to Germany just because it's Europe or you want to go in an English-speaking country, let me tell you, you always have that option. I personally know people who have graduated in Germany and moved to US, moved to UK for the job. Well, ultimately, it was a very smart decision because they saved tons of money. And by tons of money, what do I mean? 20,000 euros, 30,000, 40,000 and 50,000. And I think it's a decent amount to save when it comes to studying masters. Because what I'm talking about is architecture. And this profession, that's slightly dicey. Spending that much on this profession is that you should be paying attention to. I mean, come on, you're still young and fresh. You can always move to these countries. You could always move to other places after graduating in Germany. And this way you would be saving the most amount of money. Well, let's talk about some facts now. In whichever country you do your masters, I think it's important for you to evaluate how you're going to make use of this education and how you're going to earn the money back from this education. Come on, architecture isn't like IT, where you do a fancy code on top of being a hardworking individual and you'll end up being paid tremendously well. Let me clear it to you. That's not how it works in architecture. There might be one or two exceptional cases where people are earning a lot, but most of the time, if anyone says that this profession is really a good paying profession, then let me tell you, they're completely being deceptive. The next thing that you need to keep in mind is whenever you're selecting a course or a university, you need to keep a simple, practical, pragmatic approach. What am I getting out of it? Well, you might want to feed yourself that, okay, I want to be in that specific city because I like the vibe of the city. I want to be in that country because I like this thing about that country. But really, ultimately, you have to give yourself a look in the mirror at the end of the day and know that you are spending XYZ amount of money in that country. So therefore, it is important for you to keep your end goal clear in your mind. What are you getting out of this kind of education, and how are you going to make balance in terms of numbers by earning that much? And if not end goal, then maybe a 5-year goal or a 3-year goal. And if you're not able to do that, then you need to, for God's sake, sit down and give some directionality to a wonderful life. Well, come on. All of us, including you yourself, we all are here for money. Oh, did I hurt your sentiments? Let me use a better term, the financial freedom. We are here for financial freedom, to do things our own way. But come on, let's be realistic. In order to do good in life, you have to ultimately earn good. And I think the number one step for that would be to keep your goal clear in your mind. Because in life, I think it's always nice to evaluate your life decisions based on the kind of outcomes that you want. And by outcome, I mean your desired salary. That should be clear in your mind. Well, the next important thing that you need to focus is on whether or not it is going to be worth it. Well, this is something that nobody can tell you. But is your education going to be worth it? If I talk about other high-paying professions, I'll still rather let it slip. But architecture, it's slightly difficult to understand and to even hear that, okay, this specific architect is earning millions of euros or probably lakhs. I mean, of course, in other professions, you hear that this person specifically got crores of package in IT. But in architecture, that doesn't happen like that. From a regular job, definitely no. As long as you do not come from tremendous money or old money, it's not possible. And another important thing for you to realize is, this 20 lakhs, this 30 lakhs that you're spending on your tuition fees, or even this 40 to 50 lakhs plus inflation would what be in 2027? And if we are talking about a high-paying profession, it makes sense. You can be better than anyone with XYZ years of experience by just learning some videos on YouTube or on internet in general. So therefore, I think it's not even required for you to take a degree specifically in a profession which doesn't pay well. Therefore, straightforwardly, we need to realize, understand and accept it that it's not worth it to invest a lot of money in this profession. And that's totally fine. That's called being realistic and being self-aware. So these were few points that you need to always brainstorm before thinking about further education in this profession, or in general whenever you're planning to do your masters in Germany or in abroad in general. Firstly, it would be earning back what you invested, just like a small business. Then it would be important for you to keep your end goal clear. And thirdly, will it be worth it? Will this education be worth it? Well, the next thing that we are going to talk about is overall benefits of Germany. Straightforwardly, when you graduate, or for example, we can talk about the case where you are just coming to Germany after your bachelor's, well, the average salary that you can expect in architecture as a bachelor student in Germany is 2,500. And if you are a graduate, you could earn up to 3,000 euros. And of course, on top of that, if you know the language, if you're good at your soft skills, your interpersonal skills, and you bring a nice personality to the table, of course, you can earn even more than that. This is a very basic number as per today's standard. And let me break it down for you what a salary of 3,000 means and how much would you be saving per month.
Hi, let me quickly show you what a salary of 3,000 means. So basically, we have this website called Brutto in Germany. And in this one, you just simply have to put in the numbers. And then you get to know how much taxes would you be paying and what kind of social charges would you be having, including pension insurance, health and care insurance. All right, so let's quickly check. So in this case, you simply have to put here 3,000 and then you are accounting either it for the years or for the month, and accounting year is 2023. Then we have these tax categories. So if you're a single or married, the taxes would be different. So in this case, I would be considering the person is single. So we take category 1, church taxes, no. And in this, I would be just putting in Hessen just because I live in Frankfurt and my age is 27. So this is what it is. This would be the salary that an architect would be earning after their master's graduation. Pretty cool, right? Well, this number would be slightly more because some of the taxes are relaxed right now. So you would roughly be getting 2,100, which equals to 1,90,000 rupees. as per 2023 standards. So yes, for a salary of 2,100, considering we have our rent to be 600 and all these numbers, if your total expense per month would be 1,300, so roughly from Jan to December, in 1 year you could save 9,600 euros. And I think this number should be the motivation for you to do your masters in Germany, and you'll still be able to save up to 8 lakh rupees per year.
Well, the next interesting point is the work-life balance plus the travel opportunities. Do you understand how easy it is for you to travel when you are in Germany? Because you have the opportunity to travel 25 to 30 countries around.
So I think Germany overall is a wonderful location for you to move to, because you would have so much opportunities to travel to different places. For example, within 4 hours you can reach to Paris, or probably Switzerland, Prague, Czech Republic, and Copenhagen, Denmark. Random example of probably you're just going to Zurich in a month's time, and the price fare for the ticket would be, this is specifically like a train, that's like 46 euros. That's cheaper than a taxi fare from Chandigarh to New Delhi. That's how easy it is to travel in Europe.
And of course, it is very much important for you to realize the work-life balance compared to other countries. Work-life balance, this is the term that we have been hearing since a very long time. But let me elaborate this a bit more. Being able to earn lakhs, being able to earn thousands of euros and still have time for yourself after 6 or 7 p.m. and even on weekends, I think this is something that still gives me goosebumps. Let me tell you a short story. I did my bachelor's in India from this wonderful university, Chitkara. I was working as an architect in India, and one day I just sat down with myself thinking about what kind of life do I want? What kind of lifestyle do I want for myself? What kind of salary am I wanting in life? What kind of car do I want to drive? What kind of ease of travel do I want? And trust me, the very next day, I got up and called my father and told him that I'm quitting my job. He was set back for a bit, but then luckily he said, it's fine, just go give it a try. In the next 2 hours, I quit my job, went underground for a few months, learned the language, applied for my master's, and at least I was able to put myself in a place where it was safer for me to be able to reach my dreams. So the message in this story is, in life at times, direction is more important than speed. Well, the desired work-life balance, the opportunities, the kind of salary, everything should be clear in your head. As a result of what I just said, let me go back home and quickly do a salary comparison ratio for you.
Well, based on these stats, we could guess that the person might be able to save somewhat similar amount of money in all these countries. But let me straightforwardly highlight that 1,000 euros saved in Europe is more valuable than $1,200 saved in US. With this 1,000 euros or dollars per month, you could practically do more things fun-wise or travel-wise in Europe, because the travel distances are shorter as compared to America or in Canada. Therefore, in EU, money holds more value. Also, not to forget the quality of life and the ultimate work-life balance. I mean, come on, money's oxygen. It's not a bad idea to be thoughtful about it.
In my personal suggestion, go for the thing which hurts your pocket the least. Grind, explore, and you can always go to other countries and do top-notch stuff. Whatever points that I just discussed in this video, all these things build character. And of course, on a macro level, you do not have to forget that you're still doing your masters in one of the top nations. Or let me put it this way, you're still doing your masters in one of the finest countries of Europe. And on a micro level, these hardships, these challenges of learning a language is actually building your character, and it is making you a stronger human, which is still laughable for me, because if there is a way for you to save 30 to 40 lakhs, you should be doing it actually. And at the same time, now you're a stronger human who can adapt well to situations, and you have more endurance and you have more patience, and you have learned two most important things. First, saving parents' money. Second, delaying gratification. Well, this is my mantra for success for this month. Very well taught to me by my hypothetical mentor, Gary Vee. Wherever you want to be in life, you just have to find someone who is already there, repeat what they do, rip off their systems, go hands down on them, and you will be there. With this video, I aim to inspire one student, an individual, to take bold decisions in life and to go forward with their realistic dreams. And I hope my message would be clear. And as a next step, I would be creating a video on the list of universities where you can do your masters in architecture in Germany. If you like this content and believe other people would benefit from it, so definitely subscribe to our channel and share the video, and do let me know your opinion in the comments. And don't forget, in this digital era, this would be your way out with us.